Hey guys, Mighty Mongol, Ben here, third video of the day. You know what it is. Today I will be reviewing a movie that I watched the last 25 minutes of in the theater. We'll get to more of that. This movie has been memed to death. And I want to preface this, just because it has funny memes, please don't go see this. Because it needs to die. Alright, now that we have that out of the way. This movie got a 17% critic score. And surprisingly, I thought it would be less, but a 71% audience score. This is all on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's just read the critics' consensus. Cursed with uninspired effects, rote performances, and a borderline nonsensical story, this dreary mess is a vain attempt to make blank happen. You probably already know what it is, but we're keeping the mystery. Ooh. Blank isn't telling the most original story, but cool visuals and fast action keep things entertaining. The action was terrible. This person is an idiot. Anyways, this is obviously Morbius. So, I saw the last 25 minutes of it in theaters. And that was enough for me to give it a 0.5 out of 5 stars. The reason it's a 0.5 is because I don't think you're allowed to go 0 out of 5 stars or negative out of 5 stars. Movie, put that chef's kiss in the trash. Because it is trash. So, let's break it down. First, let's start off with, why? Why did I see only the last 20 minutes of this movie? Well, see, I live in a town where, there's this famous person, really famous Catholic priest, Father Stu, and they made a movie about him. He was here, and, yeah, Mark Wahlberg was playing him in the movie Father Stu. And so Mark Wahlberg came to this town to have a premiere with it. He wanted to premiere his movie and stuff. And so actually it starts in the day of Morbius's, I think it's like the second day of its opening or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. It's a gosh awful movie. Anyways, yeah, so my friend and I, we went to the theater to try to get in to see Mark Wahlberg, but they wouldn't let us just sit there, and so my dumb butt said, well, why don't we just buy a ticket and don't go to the movie? In front of the police officer, the security guard, and the ticket lady, and they were all like, no, you can't do that, so it screwed our chances. But, so we were just waiting outside trying to catch a glimpse. We see these lanyard people coming. We're like, oh my gosh, he's coming. And then you see him walking. He's short. He's apparently like 5'8", 5'9", something, but he looks way shorter. If I had to guess, he's probably 5'5", 5'6". Like, dang. Like, he's my height short. I'm 5'7", and he's a little shorter than me, I would guess. But the internet might prove me wrong. Anyways, so he was walking, and he just went around the corner. I was, like, waving like a maniac, like, Mark, hello! And then, he disappeared, and so I was like, dang it. But then he, like, turns around, and he's like, and waves, and I was just like, sick! A celebrity validated my existence! I can finally live now! No, not really. But, it was just a cool experience. We went home, built Legos, and stuff, and then we were like, hey, we should get my other friend to come see him. So we went there and we did the strat. We purchased tickets to Morbius, and then we went in there, watched the previews, and they said they were going to lock us in the theaters. I don't think that's legal, because it never happened. But so we thought we were going to be locked in, so we systematically, every 5 minutes that we were in there, one of the three of us would go to the bathroom until we were all out there, and then we'd search for Mark Wahlberg, Father Stu. Which we did. They didn't lock the theater, but, And so we waited outside one theater because that's where we saw him go. But turns out he was in the IMAX XD theater. So that sucked. We like had to book it over there, and there was the red carpet with people getting their pictures taken and all this stuff and whatnot. And I met some of my friends from the private college here. It was pretty great, I would say. And then we were like, where's Mark? He's taking forever. And then random 3 women were hanging out with us too because they wanted to see him, and they were like, well, his limo's right there, so he can't have left. So then we went to the front where the entrance to the theater is, and we're like, okay, come on, is he gonna come? And then one of them was like, one of us should just go into the theater, the XD theater, and see if he's still there. And so I did, wasn't there, and we got out, ran to the limo, and it was driving away, so we missed Mark. But I got Mark to wave at me, so yeah. So then basically, we decided to finish Morbius, and it was a dumpster fire. It freaking sucked. I mean, in the way that it's not bad, it's just boring. And I'd rather watch a comically bad movie than a boring movie. Like, the story wasn't that... I wasn't enthused, you know? And the action, don't get me started on the action, my word. It was so fast-paced and so hard to follow, except for when they're like, I'm gonna scratch you with my claw, I'm gonna kick you in the face. It was so fast, and like the particle effect is so terrible. Like Morbius has the red, or when he was in the prison uniform, orange particle effect, and the other guy has like a purple particle effect. You couldn't see crap. Yeah, it sucked. And then the ending was just anticlimactic. He just uses bats to distract his best friend and bites him in the neck, kills him, you know? Sucks. Not that good. And then his girlfriend like turns into a vampire at the end. I don't know. I don't think they're making a second one with the way it went. 17% on Rotten Tomatoes is bad. But honestly, I trust the audience more on Rotten Tomatoes than that. But I don't trust them here because it was a garbage movie. But we did get an end credit scene. Which, spoilers, well, I should have put spoilers at the beginning because you've already been spoiled. The end credit scene had the Vulture in it. Michael Keaton, like, showing up in a prison. He's like, hope the food's better. And it's like, okay, I guess, because of Spider-Man No Way Home, he got transported to the Sony universe. And then, it turns out that the second end credit, Morbius meets Vulture, but you can tell it isn't Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton just voiceover because the person keeps the mask on and you can't see anything. And the body type isn't Michael Keaton's body type, really. So, yeah, overall, really trash, really garbage movie. But it was a vibe leaving the theater because it started snowing. And it was awesome. And we ended up walking by a hotel, which we found out is where Mark was staying. Because I went to the bathroom there, and I was like, where's the bathroom? And I like pointed me to it, and I was like, and is Mark Wahlberg staying here? And they're like, I can't say anything about that. And which we know. We know that means Mark was there. Yeah. And then we also got confirmation because my friends were listening to an employee's conversation about it, and they said Mark twice, delivery, and room 309. So we knew his exact room number, and oh my gosh, my one friend, he wanted us to go up there, and he's like, what's the worst that could happen? I'm like, we could be arrested, but thankfully we didn't do that, or he didn't do that, and so yeah. I mean, that's my story time of Mark Wahlberg, and also my review from Morbius. Just a god-awful movie. Or gosh-awful movie, sorry. Anyways, yeah. You know, garbage, trash, dumpster fire, crap, not good, pretty bad, terrible, horrific, sucky. All these words I would use to describe Morbius. And if you actually look at it, he's painted as the good guy, but he has more confirmed kills than the villain. What's up with that? Like, why? Why does this movie exist? I knew it was going to be bad, and the only reason I bought tickets to it was so I could see Mark Wahlberg for the second time, but I didn't get to, so... But yeah, it was a vibe driving home in the snow, like just snowing and listening to some great cinematic music, because one of my friends has impeccable taste in music, especially like movie soundtrack stuff. So anyways, that's my review. Peace out, guys.